Welcome to our secret training facility. Somewhere in the universe. This is our training tutorial for freshers like ye on a topic you might have found boring in high school. It is the average rate of change. It runs our operations here, everything from logistics to ballistics. So, here is the tutorial.
All right, listen up. This briefing comes straight from the command center at Educational Videos. Now, before we parachute into the good stuff, you know the drill. Standard operating procedure. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you don't want to be the one who misses out on mission-critical intel.
So what's our mission today? We are on the hunt for a single, simple number. But listen, this isn't just any old number. Oh no. This is the secret ingredient, the hidden variable that can literally mean the difference between a bridge that stands for a century and one that ends up on the news for all the wrong reasons. It's the key to victory.
Okay, let's get right to it. We are talking about one number, just one. And this number can give you a huge strategic advantage on what we're going to call the battlefield of change.
Just look at these situations. A stranded convoy, a road that's basically a wall, a bridge giving up, a flooded city. Yikes. Every single one is a disaster waiting to happen. And you know what they all have in common? What's the thread tying them all together? It's a simple miscalculation. An error in figuring out how things change from point A to point B. A simple mistake. Yeah, but one with some seriously fatal consequences.
So how do we fight this chaos? What's our primary weapon? It's called the average rate of change. And hey, I see you. If you're already having flashbacks to high school algebra and thinking, oh no, not this again, just hang on, stick with me here. This is where all that math you swore you'd never use again actually gets real. And believe it or not, really useful.
I want you to think of it like a special kind of knife, one that cuts right through the fog of war. You've got this super complicated situation, a million things happening at once, and this tool just boils it all down to one clean, clear number you can actually work with. It's like your entire strategic overview, packed into a single figure.
Okay, this taut rope analogy is a perfect way to visualize this. See that bumpy, winding path on the ground? That's reality, right? It's messy, it's complicated, but that straight, tight rope stretched from the start to the finish, that is your average rate of change. It ignores all the little ups and downs and just gives you the clean, simple, big picture truth.
And here it is, the weapon schematic. Simple, right? Elegant even. But don't let that fool you. It's incredibly powerful. All it is the change in your output, your result, divided by the change in your input. That's it. Get this in your head, memorize it, and you've got a seriously powerful tool ready to go. Okay, enough theory. Time for a field deployment. Let's see how this weapon performs when the pressure's on. We're heading into the military theater of operations, where the stakes are, quite literally, life and death. Look at that, -5.06. Just a number, right? Seems pretty random. But to a logistics officer, that number could be their best friend, or their absolute worst nightmare. It could be the one thing that separates victory from total defeat.
What is it? It's the average fuel consumption for a supply convoy in liters per kilometer. Get this number right and your supplies get to the front line. Your army can fight. Get it wrong? Well, now you've just created the world's most expensive and vulnerable traffic jam, right in the middle of enemy territory. Not good.
And it's not just about fuel, not by a long shot. Think about it. Artillery crews use it to figure out a shell's drop rate. Planners use it to know if their tanks can even get up a hill. Air defense uses it to calculate how fast an enemy jet is closing in. Every single one of these is a critical life or death calculation.
Wait. You thought this beauty of a formula can only be applied in the military. Well, I think you got it wrong, fellow primate. This tool has many applications, not only in the military, but also in civilian infrastructure. It is even applied in sewers. Imagine if sewers did not exist. Then how could we not call ourselves pigs? Sorry, no offense. Anyways, here is our tutorial, and do subscribe to continue getting good treatment from this human government.
But hey, this incredible tool isn't just for the battlefield. The exact same principles that help win a war can also build our world. So let's bring it back home. Welcome to the civilian sector, where, believe it or not, the stakes can be just as high.
You ever been driving down a really steep hill and you get that feeling, that little heart in your throat moment? Yep, that's the average rate of change you're feeling. A 5% grade on a highway, no big deal. But a 15% grade on some city street? That's a white-knuckle ride for sure. The difference between the two is just a simple calculation, but it's one that might just save your brakes and your life.
And then we have this, the unsung hero of the modern world, the sewer pipe. Seriously, this is what keeps our society from, well, backing up. As you can see here, you get the slope just a little bit wrong on a storm drain, and you've got a flooded street. But get it wrong on a sanitary sewer pipe? Oh boy. Let's just say things get messy. And I mean really, really messy.
Okay, but let's be real. Every weapon, every tool has its limits. This is not a magic bullet that solves everything. A smart operator knows their weapon's weaknesses. So this next part, this is the critical intel. This is what you need to know to avoid making a huge mistake.
Let's go back to that taut rope idea. The average gives you that nice, clean, straight line from A to B, the big picture. But here's what it hides. It doesn't tell you about the sudden, treacherous gully you have to cross, or the hidden cliff face right in the middle of the path. See, the average rate of change is an absolutely powerful first look, but it is never the whole story.
And this quote right here, it just nails it. The average rate of change is the straight answer to a curved question. Think about that. It's never going to be the whole truth, but it's always a useful truth. It's the perfect place to start your analysis.
So there you have it, the average rate of change, a tool that looks simple on the surface but has the power to build cities and win wars. Now that you have this tool, I have a question for you. What are the curved questions in your own life, in your job or your studies, that you can now start to answer with a straight line? Briefing complete, you are dismissed.
We hope you liked the tutorial, and do subscribe, otherwise I will invade your home. And I hope you liked my tutorial, and do subscribe, otherwise I will shut off your water supply. Run!